The Cost of Lies. The Amish Bonnet Sisters, Book 13. Written by Samantha Price. Narrated by Stephanie Dillard. Chapter 1. Florence looked on in horror as the paramedics placed an oxygen mask over Levi's face. Dark gray clouds with fluffy white edges swept across the sky. They hovered, forming a canopy of gloom. Wilma's faint sobs were interspersed with the yips from a barking dog within the house. A hush of silence fell over the dozen or so onlookers as the paramedics either side of Levi slid a sheet underneath him. Once they had it in place, they coordinated their movements and lifted him onto a stretcher. With a sudden gust of wind, a door inside the house slammed shut. Everyone jumped at the sound. Levi was breathing smoothly now, thanks to the oxygen mask. But was he going to die? No one had told them anything. When they wheeled Levi to the ambulance, Carter hurried to talk to the paramedics. He wouldn't have wanted to ask them difficult questions in front of Wilma. After giving Wilma sympathetic looks, the strangers headed down the driveway on foot. It all seemed like a dream. Florence hugged her baby to herself. Iris was growing heavy since she'd just carried her from the cottage to the fence line, through the Baker apple orchard, and all the way to the front of her old home. Minutes ago, when Florence had arrived, a woman was reviving Levi. Florence assumed she was a customer of the shop. The paramedics had commended her on what she'd done. Wilma sobbed as she watched her second husband slipping away from life's grip. Was her stepmother about to lose a second husband? Florence said a silent prayer for Levi. He was too young to die, and her stepmother was too young to be a second-time widow. Wilma would fall apart. The apple orchard wasn't even a consideration at this moment, as Florence's gaze traveled to Bliss. She had hope on one side of her and favor on the other, stroking her arms and speaking words of encouragement as she helplessly looked after her father. Caroline, the girls' Englisher visitor, stood behind them, shocked and concerned. Florence took a couple of steps back, and Carter returned. "Want me to take her?" "Please, she's heavy." He took Iris, and she snuggled into his shoulder and didn't wake. Then Wilma spoke. "Hope, hitch the buggy and drive over to Joy and tell her what happened. I don't want her to worry, but she needs to know. Then before that, can you tell Ada to come watch the girls? I'll go—"
Sample complete. Ready to continue?